Hey guys, it's Dr. J here at Metabacheck, and with the new year right around the corner, I thought this might be a great opportunity to show those of you that may be planning to do some type of weight loss, New Year's resolution, or getting in shape, what it looks like to have difficulty burning and tapping into body fat. Now, we've all probably heard people say that. Maybe you have that situation yourself. It's a reality. It's not something that's just made up. There are individuals who have difficulty utilizing body fat as a fuel source while at rest. There's another group of individuals that have difficulty utilizing body fat as a fuel source while they exercise. And then there's a group of individuals that have difficulty utilizing body fat as a fuel source during rest and exercise. So it's a real thing. And what people don't know is that, especially the ones that come to me for testing, because a lot of people that come to me for testing think, hey, if you test me and I found out my metabolism is slow, maybe I've gotten older, I can fix that, I can speed it up, and then I can lose weight. Well, actually, the biggest way to tell if someone's gonna not only have difficulty losing weight now, but also what their future looks like in terms of weight gain or weight regain is how hard is it for them to use body fat at this moment. So this is a really important thing, and I think a lot of you can benefit from seeing what it looks like from the inside. So come on, let's take a look.
Okay, so let's take a look at what normal fat burning at rest looks like. Normally at rest, one should be burning approximately 65 to about 85% fat and about 35 to 15% carbohydrate. That's the range I'm looking for when I test people. This is a report from a normal test, and you can see right here that this individual is burning about 77% fat and 23% carbohydrate. So that's an excellent result. What's interesting, though, as a side note, is if you look down here, their metabolism is not particularly fast. In fact, it's slow. It's below average. So, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people think, if they have a slow metabolism, that they have difficulty dropping body fat. That's not necessarily true. These are two different issues, two different problems, both of which can be addressed. Okay, so this is the graph that corresponds with that report for normal, and the yellow is fat, kilocalories per minute. The lavender is carbohydrate down here, and there is no watts because they're at rest, and this purple line is just heart rate. But you can see here that throughout the whole test, they're always burning significantly more fat than they are carbohydrate, which is exactly what we're looking for. So now I'm going to show you a report from poor fat burning at rest. So you can see here this individual is only burning 27% fat at rest and 73% carbohydrate. And again, very interesting, their metabolism, although they have poor fat burning, their metabolism is above average. So again, these two don't always correspond. It's not like if you're poor at burning fat, you also have a slow metabolism. Two totally separate different issues that again can both be addressed. And then when we want to take a look at what this graph looks like, you can see a big difference here. So the majority of the time they're burning carbohydrate throughout the whole test. There's this little sliver of fat burning throughout the test. So very different. And then I'm going to pull up this just so you can see the two side by side so you can see how different they are. So that's what poor fat burning looks like at rest. Now let's take a look at what it looks like during exercise. So first I'm going to show you again normal. This is a test I did on a treadmill, and this is my report, at least the fat burning portion of it. And you can see here out of 100%, I'm at 88%. So that's a good result. I am burning a lot of fat when I'm exercising, and this is what the graph looks like. And just for perspective, this area here in the light green, that's a warm-up. This area here in the pinkish red, that is increasing the treadmill speed, not increasing the incline, but just the speed. And you see the heart rate starting to go up here. And then this area here is when you're at maximum speed, and then you're also starting to increase the incline. And over here is recovery, and you can see this is where I had to quit. But what you can see again, during the warm-up, I'm barely burning any carbohydrate, which makes sense because during my test at rest, I was burning, a good amount of fat, so there's no need to be burning carbohydrate at this point. As the treadmill starts to speed up, you can see a slow increase in my heart rate, still burning a ton of body fat. Then you see a slight increase throughout that time period of also starting to tap into some carbohydrate for energy. Then over here, once we actually start making it really difficult and taking up the incline, you can see that the carbohydrate's still going up. My heart rate is still going up. And then at this point here, you see the carbohydrate fat crossover, where now my body is, to keep up with the amount of work I'm doing, I'm going to have to start tapping in to predominantly carbohydrate if I want to be able to deliver enough energy for what I'm demanding. So, a late crossover is a really good thing. And this shows you what it should look like when you're exercising and you're using body fat predominantly until it gets too difficult. Now let's take a look at a bad result. So this is a report where this individual is only burning about 56% fat during exercise, and I want to show you what that looks like. That's right here. So again, they're during the warm-up, they're burning body fat. They have no problem with that. This person has no problem with body fat burning at rest. However, notice here that as they start increasing the speed of the treadmill, they're increasing how much carbohydrate, and they're crossing over and switching over to carbohydrate before they've even gotten to the section here where it gets really hard. And by the time they get in here, they're burning all carbohydrate predominantly. And you can imagine the frustration this individual had and expressed to me when they told me that they just don't understand why they're going to the gym, they're working out very hard, very intensely, and they're not getting really great results in terms of being able to drop body fat. And you can see why. The predominant time that they're burning the most calories, they're burning carbs and not fat. And then I want to show you what that looks like side by side so you can really see the difference. So again, warm up, we're both kind of burning, predominantly fat. We get here to the area where we're just increasing the speed, and then you can see this individual just has a huge ramp up in the amount of carbohydrates. And look how early that crossover is. It's before they're even halfway done. So that's what it looks like, poor fat burning when they're exercising. So it would be really nice if I could just say to you that if I test you or you get tested and you see that you're a poor fat burner, that there's a simple solution. But there isn't one simple solution because there's many different reasons why this can be happening. So with poor fat burning at rest, it could be due to diet. It could be due to poor metabolic efficiency within your cells. It could be due to how you breathe. So you could be having respiratory limitations that are causing you to not be able to burn fat. And then here's a biggie right here, health issues such as diabetes or prediabetes. So there's a huge range of etiology or causes for the poor fat burning. And again, you can't really determine why until you identify it, and then also look at your background history, genetics, and figure out what's causing it. And then in terms of exercise, same thing. When I see that someone is a poor fat burner during exercise, I can't give them one solution until I find out what's going on. There's many different possible causes. Again, poor cellular health, so poor mitochondrial density and poor capillarization. It can be from a sedentary lifestyle, lack of cardiovascular exercise, or this is a biggie, exercising in the wrong zones, or excessive weight training. Those can all lead to this problem. Also, people that do severe caloric restriction dieting and or chronic dieting. All of these things can contribute to them having difficulty burning fat during exercise. So hopefully this helps to clarify what this looks like, and feel free to reach out, make comments, and hopefully you enjoyed this and this can be helpful in 2023.
So now that you've had a glimpse into what it looks like to have difficulty tapping into fat as a fuel source, either at rest or during exercise, you're probably thinking, this is probably a good idea I go get this done to see if I'm experiencing the same problem. And you'd be correct. It is a good idea. However, one word of warning. When you go and book a metabolism test somewhere, make sure you specifically ask the facility if the machine they're using is going to identify your ability or inability to burn body fat. All machines don't. This is a great machine I use sometimes, but it does not tell me anything about what a person's ability to burn body fat is. It just tells me their RMR accurately. So make sure you ask that so that if you're looking for that information, you don't get surprised after you've paid for a test and then find out they're not even going to tell you that. If you can't find a place or you're having trouble with that, feel free to reach out to me and I can at least kind of steer you in the right direction. But hopefully this information's helped, and good luck.